So, yes, everybody's worst part of an interview is when they start asking you unnecessarily hard questions. I mean, like, why can't they ask things like, what's your favorite breakfast, Um, I don't know. How do you like your eggs? Like, who's your favorite artist? What's your favorite movie? No, they have to ask deep questions that make you feel like you're about to melt into the floor. But you know what? I'm here to help you today. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got you, okay? So there's a really simple secret to answering difficult interview questions, and it's this: practice. I know it's mind blowing. Like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? Right? There's a guy on YouTube, Career Vids. His videos are fantastic. He has loads of questions and loads of different ways to answer them. So you should follow him absolutely. But what I want to teach you in this video isn't particular answers, but how to approach difficult questions. So, for example, you might find yourself in an interview situation where, okay, they ask you a question you hadn't practiced, you haven't seen anywhere, or maybe you just didn't practice it, and yeah, it shouldn't have come as a surprise. I mean, something shouldn't come as a surprise. For example, when they ask, tell me about yourself. I mean, that's the first thing they ask. So if that comes as a surprise to you, then I should slap you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I won't do that. I won't do that. Okay? So in this video, I'm going to show you very simply how to approach difficult interview questions. Hi, my name is Emmanuel with an I. Yes, some people spell their Emmanuels with an E. I spell mine with an I. And it is my job to help you simplify, demystify the interview, the hiring process, to make it easier for you to be confident, to be comfortable. So when you walk into a room, you feel like your chances have significantly increased and not drastically reduced. Okay? So what I'm teaching today is very simple: how to approach difficult interview questions. Okay. There are loads of theories, there are loads of approaches to answering difficult questions. And before we get to that, I need you to understand why, or the context behind difficult questions, right? When you're at an interview, I need you to realize this. The company isn't there to ask you things about you personally. They're there to ask you questions that have to do with your suitability for the role or your suitability for the company, right? Typically both of them, usually both of them. And they do this by asking different questions to analyze your experience, your technical skills, your soft skills, your temperament, or your character, okay? Some of the things they're looking for: your ability to work well with others, your ability to handle difficult situations, your ability to multitask or solve problems, or whatever it is. And so these questions are designed to draw that information out of you. And because your CV, they have your resume. So your resume tells them what you have done and what you claim you're able to do. But they kind of need to know for certain. So that's the point of the interview. So how do you approach difficult questions that you have not prepared for? The first thing I need you to do is this: don't be afraid. Relax. Here's why. The fact that you got the interview proves that the company genuinely likes you. You see, many people see interviews as an opportunity for them to shut you down, or to make you feel small, or to rattle you. No, an interview is a genuine process. It's almost like a date. Okay, so I saw your profile, I like it, I love it, but let me know if you're really as good as you come off on paper. All right. Now, fortunately, when you learn the things I teach you, you're going to be even better than the person on paper. Okay, so you have to dispel this idea like, oh my gosh, they're trying to trip me up, they're trying to set me up, they're trying to make me look stupid. No, they're genuinely trying to get to know you. Okay, so don't be afraid of the questions. Number two, I need you to be honest in your response. I know that's a tricky thing, but you have to do, because here's the reason why. When you're dishonest, so especially when you have a panel, right? So maybe you have 3 or 4 people interviewing you. Now, it's possible that one of them might not like you. Maybe something you wore, something you said, something you did, or maybe they have an internal hire that they want to get a position over you. So if you lie, somebody is going to cross-examine you. And if your lie is revealed in the cross-examination, guess what just happened? You lost the job, obviously. Right? So be honest in your response. However, Pick your honesty. This is critical. So, for example, one of the toughest interview questions is this: what is your biggest weakness? Now, let's say you're applying for a project management position and say, well, my biggest weakness is I have poor communication skills. Poor communication skills? Project manager? Managing people, interacting with people? Why didn't you just say your biggest weakness is you don't like employment? Right? That would have saved everybody time. Okay, I shouldn't make fun of you. All right, but you get what I'm saying. So you pick your honesty. Your biggest weakness, you might not have strong communication skills, absolutely. But find another weakness that does not jeopardize your chance with the job. Number three, don't say anything negative in your response. Don't criticize your former employer, don't criticize your former colleagues, and don't criticize yourself, right? So, like the example we just mentioned, your greatest weakness. So, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Like, I'm really, really stupid. That's you criticizing yourself. But if you say something like, I struggle sometimes with multitasking. Now, assuming this is a job that doesn't require any multitasking, you can say that. Okay. I'm the kind of person that likes to focus on one task and drill down until it's done. So when I'm in a situation where I have to work on different things at the same time, it can be a bit stressful for me, right? So you've said the truth about yourself, but you haven't criticized yourself. Uh, but that is where the fourth thing I'm going to tell you comes in handy. Number four, always wrap up with a positive outcome. So the positive outcome should show some form of growth, some form of development, something you've learned from a bad experience or a bad habit, and how it has brought you to this position where you are today. That um, you have the experience, you have the education, you have the soft skills to excel at this particular role. Okay, so those are four things I need you to do. Number one, don't be afraid. They are not your enemy. The interviewers are not your enemy. They're genuinely trying to know you as a person. Okay, well, know if you fit in with the company. So not know you as a person. Like, okay, when they say tell me about yourself, like, oh well, I grew up in Bangladesh and I have four brothers. I have two sisters. I have 19 dogs and a parrot. Nobody cares. Okay. They're asking you these questions to know about you and how you fit into the company. So number one, don't be afraid. Number two, be honest, but pick your honesty. Don't say anything that will sabotage you. Number three, don't criticize your former boss. Here's the thing: no matter how bitterly, how acrimoniously you left your previous employer, don't tell that to your new employer because they're not going to think that the problem was your boss. They're going to think the problem is you. So don't criticize anyone. Don't say anything negative. And number four, always end with a positive outcome. So demonstrate some type of growth and development.